ended after an SDR crap was on a Windows machine across the room. So I have to like connect it over my network into OBS to get, you know, that. And it's like all these plugins I gotta get, and I have to run an old version of OBS because like the new ones don't run on Mac unless you have the latest crap. And it's like a big pain in the ass. I should just get an Anon or something. I have so much stuff over here that I had to build and like facilitate to just do all the functions you could just get in one of those things. It's crazy. All my relays, everything. These things kick ass. No. Yeah, dude, you should duct tape it to your mic boom.
Put it on a time delay relay, so once you key up it, then it curtails after like a few milliseconds, so you're sure it gets in there.
Right? Oh my god, I don't know why I did. It was like $30. It's super cheap. 12 volt, 80 amp, like good for 600 volt contactor. I hope it's loud. So it's not real big, so I needed to run off 12 volts. You know, so hopefully it's relatively loud.
Yeah, if I gain this mic up, you would hear the clunk. I mean, it's that loud, and I showed you how sensitive my mic is. It's not sensitive, but that clunk still.
Oh, I hear it.
You're hearing the sound of it slapping off the wall behind me and coming back at the mic.
Ah, okay. That makes sense.
I doubt you can hear my amplifier key up. I mean, heck, you can barely hear me.
Connor, I mean, your modulation's poking out just above the noise level there, so I can hear you barely though.
Yeah, you're not real strong up here tonight. I can hear you fine, but the static crashes are definitely in there, but they're not completely taking you out.
Oh, 350 amp contactor. Oh.
I have one of those. Well, might not be 350 amps. I don't know. It's really big though. Really big.
I have one rated for like 100 amps somewhere. I just, for the life of me, can't figure out where the hell I put it. It's somewhere in this like, my shop seems to sort of absorb things and never spit them back out to be seen again.
Don't worry, you'll trip over it someday.
One more thing for me to trip over. I mean, I trip over my coax every time I come in the freaking room here. It runs through the hallway every time. Every single time I come into this room, I trip on the coax. And I know it fails. Every time it never fails.
I got coax running across my floor too, but I don't trip over it anymore, but anybody else who comes in the shack always does.
Insurance fraud for OM.
They used to be ran under the floor, but I change things around too much these days.
Today, I tuned 80 and 160. Problem is, I yelled at for it.
Are you using the unfed right now?
No, about half hour after I put it up.
Oh crap. Well, good experiment anyway. My buddy put up an unfed and we were doing just fine with it. He had some crappy little MFJ tuner and he did fine. Just gotta watch though, like you gotta have the that could end up making like common mode problems. Those types of antennas.
Yeah. Well, it's pretty cool though. I wish I would have been able to keep it up at least over the night so I could talk on it because the thing was like 200 feet long and it had a loading coil near the end. So I bet you it would have done darn well. But the problem was it was so long and being an end set, I had to run it from one corner of the property, make it do an L off of a tree, and then go up another tree, so it was hanging out. I'm not going to make a joke, but it was hanging out.
How high off the ground was it?
Oh, it was a good 60 feet.
Oh, that's badass. Yeah, well, if it didn't fall, geez, I bet that worked awesome.
Well, it didn't fall. My father disliked it for making the house look like a junkyard, so yeah, that had to get taken down. But I bet it would have done good.
Yeah, that sucks. Dude, I played that game for years. I only moved out of my parents' house like 3 years ago, got my own place, but I was on 75 meters with almost this same antenna setup, just like way more. I had like the feed line zigzags like Perry has, you know, like come out. I drilled 2 holes through my room and used 2 pieces of 1-inch hardline as pass-throughs. And I had it came out and then up and then over again and up to the antenna. And my parents let me do it. It was cool, but you know, I had to fill in when they sold the house. I had to fill in the holes and do a lot of work to like patch it up.
Yeah, I'm lucky to have this antenna, but hopefully the one that Barry sent me, I can use a little coax that no one will ever see, and hopefully it'll be high enough that no one will even care. So we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully that antenna does good, because this antenna does okay, but not really.
And Connor, I'm sending it out tomorrow. I'm off tomorrow. I don't know if you heard me talking earlier, but we had another guy call out today. This week has sucked. It's been a week from hell, but I'm definitely getting it out tomorrow because I have off. So I'm sorry, but it's coming.
Well, now you got me sitting here looking at contactors. Why did you make me do this, Terry? I know I can't buy one of these, but I'm looking at them. $30 for a 93 600 volt contactor.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm an idiot. Because it's something I don't need. That's why I bought it. You know, it's like the story of my life.
Why don't you modify your linear so that like the B plus comes on when you key up?
I swear I'm going crazy, but your lower sideband looks like it's wider than your upper sideband. I don't know. Maybe the band, but yeah, this linear is still under warranty. And trust me, it's an MFJ product, so it definitely needs that warranty.
Hey, I've beat up this MFJ product up here. I can't kill this amplifier. It should be dead, but it's not. Anyway, I'm going to get out of here. I'm tired. I had a long day at work. And I'm going to let this stream roll on for a bit. Because I'm using that thing that Toby just told me about. So I'm trying to set some of that stuff up. Then I'm going to bed. Anyway, I'll catch up with you guys later. W3 MMR.
Yeah, beat it. Arr, arr, arr.
I know.
See you later, Perry.
Yeah.
See you, Perry.
Yeah.
W2BTK awash in a sea of lightning crashes.
Oh yeah, lightning. Let me see. There is lightning within. Let's see. This map doesn't have a scale. What the hell kind of map doesn't have a scale? Oh, there we go. Within about 30 miles of me. That's far enough away. What is it? I gotta find that freaking contactor. It's a 12-volt, 100-amp contactor. I gotta find that darn thing. That wall up of a noise when I was keying, when I was playing with it. I gotta find that stupid thing. You see what you made me do?
Ha! Now you'll be digging through all your crap. Just don't wiggle any of your wires.
Oh, Lord. I've been speaking suspicion. I think I know where it is, but I don't know.
Oh, man. Well...
Oh, I'm in conversation right now with Flex Radio. Trying to for radio that the high school is used since we can't make it to the school to operate. I figured I could set up a Flex right here at my house and let them remote into it over the internet and use my radio, you know, during this time of not being able to go to the high school, because the high school has its own station, a very well endowed station, but we just can't get to it. So we'll see what Flex says if they want to play ball or not. Let's hope so.
Man, this lightning's getting brutal. Did you say your high school had ham station? That's amazing. I'd never heard of that.
Yeah, we got a ham station. Like I said, we're trying to get a Flex to maybe see if I can't get the Flex at my house so people can use it while we're not able to get to the school right now. And man, yeah, this static's getting brutal. And lightning just struck within 5 miles of me. Yay!
You're 30 over here, Connor.
Then you go to bed.
No, I'm still messing around, but I'm tired of talking.
Go get your lucky charms and lay back in your lazy chair. Come on. A lazy boy in your shack.
I literally have a lazy boy in my Suburban. It's been sitting in the back of my Suburban for almost a year. My father gave it to me. I just never took it out. I can't get it in my house. Because my shack's in it used to be a front porch probably 100 years ago. And it's very narrow. So it's not wide enough to fit the recliner through here. I'd have to move so much crap around, and so it's literally been sitting in the back of my truck for a year. All right, I'm going. I'll see you.
Yeah, I'm gonna jet out of here too. I'll leave the Viking on, but I don't know. The lightning crashes are a little nuts right now. W2BTK.
Yeah, I just had a static crash that overloaded my receiver. Wow, welcome back to high school. That just overloaded my receiver, tagged the meter, and made the radio go haywire for being overloaded. So there's lightning around. I think we're going to switch to Domino's and disconnect Kona. I don't know, hopefully this film will pass and we'll be on here later tonight. And 10, 11 o'clock. W4 IPC.
got you. Was that correct? Over. Okay, got you in Kingston. Any others? Got Kilowatt 1 Radio November Hotel. Got you. Anyone else? Any relays? Okay, let's go to Whiskey 2. Well, let me ask if there's anybody on frequency with any needs.
I don't know. It's got a whole lot of hardware on it.
Alta, ya que la lluvia me...
If you got any grain or any knots in the wood.
Normal, and then clear off for the next net. W2OJR, good evening. Go ahead.
Good evening, Rocco.
But it's, I don't know, they got a Mark 4 KV, so I would assume that that's what that means. But you should see the way this is. And then there's even a couple of the old twisted pair phone lines, like the drop to the house kind of thing, that's coming off the main road. And that's all laying on the ground. And I think that was active for, I think these people were using those circuits. I should bring a butt set up there and see if I can hear dial tone on them. I wonder if they're still being used. But, the phone company around here, they just don't give a damn about it.
Of course, back then, and take the code test. And I kept that call until I moved back to Pennsylvania, and I applied for this one as a vanity call back in '96.
Yeah, I think at the time I got this call.
That was a good transmitter. It sure was.
Sometime,
I guess to me that somebody has to do.
Let's see. Any other check-ins before we close it out?
3 to 4 times more deadly on average across all countries, Some countries it's about the same as the normal flu. Other countries it's about 5 to 6 times higher. Italy is a good example of a country that the death rate is about 4 or 5 times higher than the normal flu rate there. Dave, over.
In England, they're trying to hide the percentages. At the moment, they're showing a 10% death rate over here, okay? But they're not including, they're not including old age people zones. People are dying, and they're not recording anybody that dies of their own problem. And the reason they're doing that is because they want to keep that percentage that the population can see at a lower rate of only 10%. But I think I know it's a lot higher than 10% death rate on it.
Yeah. Well, the government started in the United States. They were also trying to backtrack on the numbers, and then they stopped talking about it. They stopped talking about it about 2 weeks ago. And the last time I looked at it, like I said, it depends on the region. It depends on the country. In the United States, there were some areas where it was okay, but other places like Louisiana, which is deep in the south in the United States, very, very deep in the south. The reason why they got affected so much is it's a very poor area. They don't have good health care. That's number one. But number two is the reason why they got hit so bad is because of Mardi Gras. I don't know if you're familiar with Mardi Gras, which is a street festival at the end of February every single year. And Mardi Gras actually was the cause of the transmission, where people just roam in the street freely, talk with each other, and party all night and all that kind of stuff. And the Mardi Gras is what caused all the problems in Louisiana. So it depends on where you are in terms of the death rate, but they're not talking about it very much nowadays.
No, well, they chose to go to the Mardi Gras, so they that's their own destiny, right? They're sorry for the people, but they I guarantee you, before the one person who got it knows he got it, he's probably given it to 400 people.
Oh Well, actually, that's exactly right. I don't know if you know this. You said 400, and you're absolutely right. Maybe you know that, or I don't know. But anyway, according to the estimates right now, we don't know exact numbers, but it's one person can infect between 400 to 600 people in a 24-hour period through normal contact. So you can just see how quickly that can spread almost anywhere. And one person on an airplane can infect the entire airplane potentially. Some people, have a natural immunity a little bit more than others from this. But one person can infect 400. It's a crazy number.
Terrible. No, I was quite shocked that 30 to 40% successful because they're guessing what you may or may not have. I think that common that cold is derived from the 1918 Spanish flu, though. That's something else I learned, Charles.
Yeah, well, it's a mutation of the 1918 flu. So I don't know if you know much about the 1918, what they call the Spanish flu. They called it Spanish flu because it occurred during World War I, and it was spread mostly from the fighters in World War I, and it was a terrible pandemic. Actually, it is the worst pandemic on record until now with coronavirus. And it's an interesting thing about the Spanish flu. The version that you get every year is a mutated version of that. But if you were to give somebody the 1918 flu today, almost every single person on the planet has antibodies for 1918 flu. So if you give them the 1918 version of the flu, they will not catch it and not develop the virus because human bodies have developed the antibody, the action to fight it off, and that antibody will stay in your body the entire lifetime of the person and the human being. Interesting stuff. Just things to think about there, Dave. Over.
Oh, that's very interesting, and natural immunity against it. I think that this COVID-19 is bad. I'm not going to say, I've already allocated COVID-20 to a plan testing, so I can't use that one. But I asked this question, don't worry about the COVID-19. What's the COVID-21 going to look like?
COVID-21, you mean the clown tester?
No, 20 is the clown testers. Clown testers are COVID-20. We're on COVID-19 at the moment. Clown testers are the shouldn't become if you do after 2 days suffer a $5 bucket and say that you got COVID-20 and there's no test needed. I'm wondering what the next one after this is going to look like. Number 21 or 22. It's usually going to get worse as time goes on.
Oh, yes. Okay, yeah. 21 and 22 and 23. So there will be a 21, there will be a 22, there will be a 23. It's a natural part of life as we know it. The virus is not actually a living thing, as you know. It's just a strand of RNA that jumps from animal to human to human to animal. But there will be another one, just like there was a Spanish flu and H1N1 and all these things. There will be another one. The question will become, how do we respond to that? How quickly do we respond? Do we shut down the airlines or not? Because the airlines are the carrier. They are the carrier for these COVID-19, 20, 21, 22, 23. It's the airlines that carry these things. That's what we got to do. We got to figure out how to control those airlines, Dave.
We had quarantines years ago on ships and that. Have a quarantine if you want to get your country. Have a quarantine. I've been talking to somebody this morning here on the radio that's actually trying to book a cruise ship. I mean, would you book a trip on a cruise ship? I certainly would never. If you paid me $1,000 a second to be on a cruise ship, I would refuse. I wouldn't go on there. What do you say, Paul? If you know which way to go. there you go. What's the, have you booked yourself a trip on a cruise ship, Charles?
A cruise ship? No. What I know about viruses, what I know about transmission rates, what I know about all these things, no. Do not go on a cruise ship ever. And this is before the COVID. Even before the COVID, Dave, I'm sure you saw all the stories in the news year after year after year about people getting sick on these cruise ships. And it was because of the spoon. I don't know if you know the story of the spoon, but these cruise ships had buffets, all-you-can-eat sort of a family-style sharing sort of system of food. And the spoons they were using on these buffets were transmitting all types of nasty germs and viruses from person to person. And do you know that the cruise industry has only recently stopped that sharing of the spoons? Only in the last year is what I heard. So no, you can never get me on a cruise ship ever, never.
That's a ship, that's a very dish.
Exactly.
I don't even think I'd ever want to hug somebody who's even been on one or shake their hand.
Well, it's a 30 years ago, the proximity is a pretty bad place to be, but to get a cruise, get on a cruise ship, you pay your money, you go on a cruise ship, and we've ridden down here, we want to get back home, and then they rely on the taxpayers of this country, people who've been on a cruise ship somewhere, and they book that cruise ship and buy this cruise ship with a full knowledge that COVID-19 was about, and yet they're still on the cruise ship, and then they want to come back home and they want somebody else to pay for their return. Now, wouldn't they have right mind for a book to trip on a cruise ship under a full knowledge in January that COVID-19 is about, and actually go and get on the cruise ship, and then expect somebody else to take you back home? I don't understand it. Why don't you just be honest? On there, they'd rather they're saving the money by going on the cruise rather than lose the money. They'd rather die than lose the money, John.
Yeah, that's big part of the problem. That's number one. Number two is the cruise industry, the entire industry of cruise lines is not honest with people. They are not honest about their cleaning procedures. They are not honest about the water system. I don't know if you know about the water system on cruise ships, but there's called a recycling system where the fresh water is recycled on these systems in very poorly maintained circulation loops. And the circulation loops are not sanitized on a periodic frequency. They call it preventive maintenance. They do not do the preventive maintenance on these water circulation loops. So if you drink the water on a cruise ship, you're drinking recycled water that's not been taken care of in terms of the equipment to sanitize it. There's been many cases where the people were sick on these cruise ships. They investigated and they found out the ultraviolet lamps, ultraviolet lights that are on these recirculation loops to sanitize the loops were burned out and had not been replaced for years, Dave, years. And so I'm not going to, if the industry can't tell me that it's risky, then I don't trust them.
Exactly. I've seen the films of the ships, cruise ships, dumping the septic tank at the sea as well. I've actually seen that. And that viewpoint is risky in the boat. Oh yeah, the Hamburg company. they dumped the sewage in the well. Well, yeah, there you go. I bet they didn't get invited to stop there again. Up on Gibbs Farm. That's not good music. Oh, yes, I'm the Gibbs Farm. That's right, he's on the Gibbs. Okay, yeah, actually, wrong. Pick it up, the APRLMG. Yeah, I'm just going to stand by for a bit. What did you say, Ron? Just take a stand by there. That's a good point that I think Scott said. They're not polished up their maintenance, routine maintenance, and water circulation systems. One of the reasons people get sick on those things, even though there's no virus. Well, that's what causes excitement that everything do. When people, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, you see, 5,000 people on some of those ships. When you pick all